All right, guys, we're going to talk about water a little bit more. And we know we have surface water and groundwater. Our groundwater is kept in aquifers. Water all over the planet is a renewable resource because of the water cycle. So we know that the sun comes out and it heats up the water on the surface, and that water begins to evaporate, goes into the atmosphere where it's cooler and it begins to condense and form rain clouds. And those rain clouds uh, create that precipitation, and that precipitation can be rain, sleet, snow, hail. And then it will collect somewhere on Earth, and it'll just keep repeating itself. So it is because of that water cycle that water is known as a renewable resource. At the same time, it's only 1%. And people are coming into the knowledge that eventually we're going to start fighting over it because we're not really doing a really great job of being responsible with this resource. 3% is fresh water, but again, only 1% of that 3% is easily accessible, to the point where, again, we say that it is a renewable resource because of that water cycle, but it is a limited resources because of the scarcity. There's a documentary called Blue Gold that I think everyone should check out. And in fact, I'll probably try to show it in class. So we're going to talk about fresh water as a limited resource, and we're going to talk about accessible surface fresh water as even an even more limited resource. So if you guys can imagine that you work 8 hours a day, and you do that for a total of 12 and a half days. So you work 12 and a half 8 hour days. That's 100 hours. And at the end of these 100 hours, you get a check for 3 cents. 3 cents. That is how rare or how precious water really is on Earth, to the point where if you wanted to earn a full dollar, you would need to work 416.67 8 hour days, or 3,333.33 hours. That is not a lot, people. And we act like we have an abundant amount, but sooner or later, the bottom is going to fall out. So, talking about water use, there are 8 categories that the United States break up water use into. But for the sake of environmental systems in our class, we're kind of just going to chunk these. And they're going to kind of fall under only 3 categories. And the biggest of them all is going to be, as far as how many affecting plants they have, it's going to be our industrial. So, public supply, industrial mining, thermoelectric power, that's 22% of our freshwater use, and it is our industry. The second one is going to be our domestic, which only takes up about 8%, and it's all about how you use your water in your homes or around your homes. And then the big boys, 70% of fresh water is actually utilized with agriculture. That's livestock and irrigation. So our estimated domestic water use, as far as the percentiles of what we use water on, is in front of. It's not something that I'm going to test you on because it varies very much between person to person. I will say that you could see these type of flyers all over the place, all over the internet, all over walls, telling you how you can basically consume less water. And these are important because we do want to be responsible citizens. At the same time, we should be holding others to be responsible as well, especially our agriculture. But that'll be for another day.